Hey everyone, welcome back to Impulse DeFi. In today's video, we'll be recapping the BetswapGG Wonderland AMA. If you find yourself liking the content, then please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you know when I release new content. As always, nothing in this video is financial advice, it's merely for entertainment purposes. Please do your own research. So just a quick note here before we get started. The questions I'll be going through today do not include all of the information talked about in the AMA, so if you would like to listen to the approximately 2-hour-long AMA in its entirety, there will be a link posted in the Wonderland Discord soon, if it's not up already when this video comes out. And I do recommend this if you have the time, because there's a lot of good information to be heard in there. But let's get started. So the first questions are classified as marketing. So in case you're not familiar, I denoted who was responding with their name, right? So Mavic is the CEO of BetSwap, and then Martin is Martin Clark, who is the product director of BetSwap, right? So the first question here is, when will the general public learn about BetSwap? Mavic says, we're getting organic traffic from areas like the US, UK, and Canada with no marketing. But we also want to focus on emerging markets like Latin America, Africa, India, etc. Can you tell us something about the global partners that you're negotiating with? Mavic says, we're talking with multiple partners, but we can't name them until we confirm deals with them. We're in talks with 433, a couple football clubs in Europe, and some NFT play-to-earn games. What is the biggest obstacle in the way of reaching over 1 million users? Martin says, we'd like to reach way more than 1 million, but exchange betting is the biggest obstacle. Many emerging markets don't have this in place, and a lot of education will be involved. Next, we move on to business strategy and finance questions. The first one here is, besides the seed investment, are there any areas where Wonderland can help to make your project a success? Martin says, I think brand advocacy is the biggest help that you guys can give to us, as well as being involved in our Discord and community. Will there be a detailed finance page on Discord where we can find updated profit information, expenses, and other useful data? Mavic says, yes, we are planning on that. We currently have our wallet listed on our Telegram, but we haven't published a financial report yet. We plan on doing this when the mainnet is live toward the end of June. Next, there are some security, compliance, and regulation risk questions. The first one is there a risk of regulators coming in and restricting access, like how certain central exchanges are forbidden to operate in certain countries? Mavic says, first, we are completely a blockchain. We are hosted on a smart contract, and we are not taking any custody of funds. Second, we are not acting as bookmakers. This is all peer-to-peer, and we think if regulators looked into it, they would see it as social betting. And third, if we don't touch fiat currency, it is considered social betting or peer-to-peer. Lastly, there are places which outright ban the websites which use the word bet, but many sports bettors are already aware of this and use VPNs. I believe compliance is one of the main challenges for this project. Are you considering monitoring under 18 betting and fraudulent practices? Martin says, this is a challenge that we are very much mindful of. We don't ask users for their age, so it's something we're working toward finding solutions on. In terms of fraud, our platform has built-in fraud monitoring, particular on the movement of funds. We will be doing partnerships with operators like Sportradar, though it may not be them specifically. What are the biggest risks for this project? Mavic says, I don't see them as risks, I see them as challenges, such as regulatory challenges, liquidity challenges, education, and adding more products. Next, we take a look at some token utility and staking questions. The first one is, as far as I understood, the plan was to buy back and burn 90% of the supply until only 1 billion is left. Is that correct? If so, what's the time frame on that? Mavic says, this is correct, but the time frame is very hard to predict. The burn will be quarterly, but as more tokens are burned and the price increases with scarcity, this makes it hard to predict when we will reach that point. Is there any utility to the token aside from voting rights and reduced fees on the platform? Mavic says yes, we will be adding games that can only be played with the BSGG tokens, and even the previously mentioned NFT games that are interested in our platform, you would have to use BSGG tokens when betting on them. We were also suggested to create a subnet chain on Avalanche to use BSGG as gas. Why is the 365-day staking APY different between Ethereum and Avalanche networks? Mavic says, of the amount of tokens we have for incentives, we have to put different amounts in different pools. We kept some on Ethereum, some on Avalanche, which is why there's a small difference between here and there. Ultimately, the APYs aren't fixed and will change and be flexible as time goes. Next, there are some questions about product. Is there any platform like BetswapGG already, or will this be the first betting platform like this with its own token? Martin says, there are a couple of competitors out there like BetDex, but ours is the first one you can see live via the testnet. We are one of a kind. What is BetSwap's USP or unique selling proposition? Why would users switch from established platforms like Betfair to BetSwap? Martin says we are completely decentralized and we run on-chain. Your bets and funds are completely secure, and more importantly, you can access your funds at any time. Some users see as much as a 5-day waiting period for their funds once bets are settled on traditional platforms. Will the BSGGs be calculated per bet? Will it be a set price per bet, or based on cost of bet? Will bets be placed in different currencies and fees be paid in BSGG? Mavic says we want to focus on stablecoins for their stability, and there would be a 1.5% fee on the profit of the bet, which then BSGG would be used for a small discount. There will be additional products which vary in terms of fee percentage. Does BetSwap need to license certain sports like Formula 1 in order to create a betting platform for it? Martin says no, but horse racing is an exception. Is the beta launch mainnet going to be the start of actual betting? Martin says yes, the timeline for this is mid-June. What are the single most important differences between traditional betting operators versus BetSwap in favor of BetSwap? Mavic says, in traditional sports betting, if someone is winning a lot, they get banned, but not on BetSwap because it is peer-to-peer. In other cases, traditional platforms would also limit those bettors. Martin also says, again, you have access to your funds immediately. We don't hold your funds. Who or what system are you using to set odds and spreads? Martin says, to put it simply, anyone in this call could be the bettor or the layer, but we will have an underlying seed price to make sure there is activity on the exchange from a price perspective. What other forms of betting are in the pipeline other than sports and esports? Mavic says we already have 60 different sports that we'll be able to enable, as well as predictive markets, such as predicting the price of Bitcoin will go up or down, as well as an NFT betting element and tournament betting. When will the updated user interface be rolled out? Will it be on testnet first or straight to beta mainnet? Martin says, what you won't see is a completely new site. What you will see is changes, upgrades, and improvements on mainnet. When it comes to social betting, when will we see that in use, and what are we specifically thinking of? Mavic says, yes, you will be able to copy bet if your friends are betting. Martin says, over the next few months, we'll be releasing tournaments and contests, and one of the great features of that particular product is that you'll be able to see what other people are betting on in the same tournament or contest that you're in. On a strategic level, which of the two directions do you lean the most towards? Focusing on a handful of high-performing sports already proven with traditional Web 2.0 betting, or going for the widest potential range of different sports available on BetSwap by only focusing on the highest ranked leagues for each sport? Martin says neither. This mostly depends on the demand from the community. Will there be training videos on how to set up bets and bet strategies? Mavic says yes. We are making a lot of tutorial videos in multiple languages. They will be live toward the mainnet. And then finally, based on testnet feedback so far, how confident is the team with mainnet beta launch for June or July? Is there any anticipated production release date? Martin says there's no official production release date, but we'll probably announce one when we feel comfortable that we're ready to switch over from beta. Mavic says we want to make sure it's completely tested and secure before full release. There will also be bounty programs before then as well. And that's going to do it for the BetSwap Wonderland AMA recap. Again, if you want to listen to the entire AMA, look out for that link in the announcement section of the Wonderland Discord. And if I catch it, I will add it to the description of this video when it becomes available. So if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next one.